Have you ever wondered what it takes to become one of the biggest creators on the planet? Is it luck? Money? A perfect childhood? Today, we're diving deep into the incredible and often untold story of Jimmy Donaldson, the man we all know as MrBeast. And trust me, it's not the story you think it is. Let's rewind to May 7th, 1998, in Wichita, Kansas. This is where Jimmy's story begins, not in a mansion, but in very humble circumstances. Raised by his mother, a nurse, alongside his younger brother, life was a constant struggle. They moved from one cheap apartment to another, and Jimmy has admitted to feeling embarrassed to have friends over. For a kid trying to find his place, this was tough. His escape? The glowing screen of a computer. He lost himself in video games, and, most importantly, in the world of YouTube. It was here, in the digital realm, that he first started to experiment with his creativity, editing simple videos, dreaming of something more. But there was another, hidden challenge that Jimmy was navigating. Unknown to many of his early followers, he was diagnosed with a condition on the autism spectrum. This made face-to-face social interactions difficult and kept him on the sidelines of many typical childhood activities. He was introverted, often misunderstood. But here's where the story takes a fascinating turn. What could have been seen as a weakness became his superpower. In the world of YouTube, his intense focus and meticulous attention to detail weren't obstacles. They were assets. He found a space where he could be himself, where his unique way of seeing the world could flourish. He channeled his focus into a creative advantage that would one day redefine online content. At just 13 years old, sitting in his small bedroom, Jimmy launched his first YouTube channel, MrBeast 6000. If you were to go back and watch those early videos, you wouldn't see the mega productions of today. It was standard stuff for the time. Video game commentaries, tips on how to get more subscribers, and random experiments. But here's the reality check. Success was nowhere in sight. For over 5 long years, his channel was a ghost town. Videos would get a few hundred, maybe a few thousand views. His income from YouTube was practically zero. To keep his dream alive, he took on any small job he could find cleaning farms, delivering orders, anything to scrape together a few dollars for better equipment. Think about that for a moment. 5 years of pouring your heart and soul into something with almost no reward. Most people would have quit. Friends, maybe even family, would have told him to get a real job. But Jimmy was different. He was fueled by an unshakable belief that he could make it. He spent countless hours not just making videos, but studying the platform. He became a student of YouTube, analyzing the algorithm, dissecting what made other creators successful, and constantly brainstorming wild ideas that just might capture people's attention. His persistence was born from a deep curiosity and a relentless drive to succeed against all odds. Then, in 2017, everything changed. Jimmy decided he was done playing by the rules. He looked at the YouTube landscape and thought, what if I do the things nobody else is willing to do? The ideas were audacious, borderline absurd, and incredibly expensive for a guy who was barely making ends meet. The concept was simple, massive scale and apparent recklessness, but always with a human element. He started with endurance challenges that tested the limits of sanity. Videos like counting to 100,000 or reading the entire dictionary went viral. People were captivated by the sheer novelty and commitment. He was doing things no one had ever thought to film before, and the world started to notice. But the real breakthrough, the golden idea, was giving away money. He started by donating the small profits his channel was finally making. Then he leveled up. He began giving away thousands of dollars to complete strangers' delivery drivers, waitresses, people he met on the street. He'd pay off someone as debt or buy out an entire store and give everything away. The magic wasn't just the money. It was the raw, genuine reactions of ordinary people whose lives were changed in an instant. This created a powerful emotional connection with his audience. Viewership exploded. Videos like "I gave $100,000 to a delivery driver" were getting tens of millions of views. He had cracked the code. From there, MrBeast became a phenomenon. He reinvested every dollar he earned back into his videos, making them bigger, better, and more impactful. His channel evolved from a one-man show into a massive production company. But the focus shifted again. It wasn't just about giving money to individuals anymore. It was about tackling global problems. Projects like planting 20 million trees with Teen Trees or removing 30 million pounds of trash from the ocean with Teen Seas showed the world the incredible power of the creator economy. He mobilized his massive audience to make a real, tangible difference. Today, MrBeast is a global brand. The main channel has over 200 million subscribers, a number that's hard to even comprehend. He has a network of successful side channels, a chocolate company called Feastables, and a fast food chain, MrBeast Burger. He's a mogul, an entrepreneur, a philanthropist. But underneath it all, he's still that same guy. He remains a somewhat shy person who isn't interested in personal fame or flashy lifestyles. He continues to pour the majority of his earnings back into his content, creating videos that entertain, inspire, and genuinely help people. The story of Jimmy Donaldson is more than just a tale of YouTube success. It's a profound lesson in resilience. He went from a kid facing poverty and social challenges to a young man who worked for years in obscurity, refusing to give up. He transformed the very obstacles in his path into the fuel for his creative genius. He proved that an unwavering focus, a desire to be different, and a core of genuine generosity can build more than just an empire of subscribers. It can build an empire of hope and positive influence. So I want to ask you something. If you were in Jimmy's shoes during those first 5 years of struggle, with no views, no money, and no sign of success, would you have had the patience to keep going? Let me know your honest answer in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and if you enjoyed this story, make sure to subscribe for more deep dives into the world's most fascinating creators. We'll see you in the next one.